Murder in the morning from the Hidden Killers podcast.
Well, we knew it would happen. More of Alex Murdaugh's minions going to prison. This time it's Cory Fleming, longtime friend and law school roommate of Alex Murdaugh. He's been sentenced to 46 months in prison, so about 4 years, after admitting to assisting Murdaugh in defrauding millions from a wrongful death lawsuit settlement. Remember him? He testified in the actual trial as well.
You know, would you do that? Do you have a friend that you would do shit like that for?
No.
I mean, I've got a couple of friends that I would do anything for, but I think I'd draw the line in the sand that, okay, that's too much. I love you. I would do things for you, but that, no.
Yeah, I completely agree. You're crossing such moral boundaries with doing this that it doesn't matter who it is. If it was my parents asking me to do that, if it was my spouse asking me to do that, the answer is no. I'm not going to get involved in those sort of things. And I'm the type of person too where I am very, very particular about my friends and who I associate with and who I keep as friends, which is probably why I don't have many friends, other than like friends that I've known forever, like you. It's because I can't be friends with people that do horrible shit to other people. It says something so much about the character of someone who would do that to me, it's like all bets are off. You're not my friend anymore. You know, if someone were to do something like this.
Well, and that's the thing. I think, and I'm just speaking from personal experience. The older I get, the less likely I am to keep people in my life. Like I've had some friends where I've just seen them do questionable things. I'm like, okay, I can cut you out. We're good. I haven't known you that long, but I don't approve of what's going on here. I've seen some things. I've heard some things. The older I get, the more I just want to keep my circle very small. And there's a select group and they're all good people. And I'm just going to keep it that way. And that's how it is. They tend to be radio people. Yeah. God help me.
Yeah. But it's true. I mean, I the company you keep is a big thing. And I don't have the time or the energy or the care to have friends that are doing nefarious, negative shit. I mean, fuck, if somebody's like really rude to a waiter at a restaurant, I'm out, even if I've known the person for a long time. I mean, it's one thing if like their waiter is incompetent and being a dick and you kind of are getting it back. But if they're just being an ass for no reason, no, you don't treat people like that because you view them as having a job below you or whatever the fuck the less than shit. Yeah, I don't like that at all.
And back, you and I worked at the same radio station. There was a salesperson that worked for our station, and we went out to lunch with her. And I don't know if you were there or not during that time, but she was horrific to the wait staff. And I was so mortified that I went back and left a 20 on the table. In addition to the tip, it was like, I'm giving you another fucking 20. And I apologize profusely because I will not tolerate that.
Yeah.
And I even said something to her a couple weeks later. I didn't want to piss her off. She's in sales. They can make your life miserable. But I'm sorry, the way you treat service people says a lot about your character.
It does. It very, very much does. Without a doubt. Fleming, who we're talking about here, who's 54, he faced sentencing on Tuesday in South Carolina following his guilty plea in May for federal conspiracy to commit wire fraud. The case centers around the death of Gloria Satterfield, who we've talked about quite a bit on this case, the Murdaugh's family's late housekeeper, who allegedly suffered a fatal fall in 2018 after tripping over the Murdaugh's dogs. At least that's where the story sits right now. Fleming was instrumental in helping Murdaugh deceive the Satterfield family, defrauding them of upwards of $4.3 million intended as a settlement. The scheme involved Murdaugh persuading the Satterfields to hire Fleming as their attorney and file a claim against him. The payout would be sourced from the insurance company on Murdaugh's property, held with Lloyd's of London and Nautilus Insurance Group. The duo then orchestrated the creation of fictitious accounts, redirected the settlement money, and even falsified distribution documents to secure approval by the judge. I guess my question is, why the fuck is Lloyd's of London insuring Alex Murdaugh's home?
That caught my attention. I mean, isn't that more for like precious artifacts and things like that?
It's like Tina Turner's legs. Like
Oh, yes.
She insured her legs back when she was alive and a bit younger. That's not typically the insurance company that... I'm
looking them up right now.
It's a specialist insurance company.
Yeah, they're a British insurance company. It's weird. Yeah, that raises a whole bunch of what the heck questions.
That's a weird one to be in. I don't know. That's not common.
No.
Yeah. It was only after the tragic deaths of Maggie and Paul Murdaugh, obviously Alex's wife and son, that he's convicted of killing. In 2021, that Tony Satterfield, a relative, uncovered the fraudulent multi-million-dollar payout. Although Fleming admitted to being aware of Murdaugh's intent to embezzle funds from the Satterfields, he claimed to have believed it would only amount to $100,000 in attorney fees. Only? Prosecutors, however, argue that Fleming may not have been fully aware of the breadth of Murdaugh's intentions. The fallout from Fleming's involvement with Murdaugh continues. He's mandated to pay $102,000 in restitution, face a $20,000 fine, and will also serve 3 years of probation upon his release. Furthermore, Fleming is due to face an additional 23 state charges, 18 of which are connected to the Satterfield case, with the trial slated for September. Alec, as you're probably aware, currently incarcerated, serving 2 consecutive life sentences for the murders of his wife and son, and he still awaits trial on 100 other federal and state criminal charges.
Jeez.
So, when you're hanging with Alec, you're going to end up in jail. This is pretty much, I think, how it goes. There's been so many of him. Just the other week, the CEO of Palmetto State Bank, Russell Laffitte, sentenced for his role in defrauding and moving money around at the behest of Alex Murdaugh. And
I asked you off air too, how many more people are waiting in line to be sentenced? How far does his reach go? I've used the tentacles before. Mm-hmm. How far are his tentacles out there?
I don't know. I think there's a lot of them, and they keep getting crazier and crazier. And I don't think we're ever going to really hear the end of it because I think they're going to keep finding more and more people that have been involved with him that have had something that took place that was
just
not
unreal.
Right. So there you go. Another one bites the dust in the world of Alex Murdaugh.
You're locked into the Hidden Killers podcast.
Want more? Start binging on all of our true crime podcasts right now through Apple Podcasts and get an ad-free experience when you sign up to be a True Crime Today Premium Plus member exclusively on Apple Podcasts.
More of the Hidden Killers podcast dropping soon.
Press subscribe now.